Hello everybody, as you guys just saw, I have unboxed my MacBook Pro M3. I decided to go for the MacBook Pro M3 because first of all, M3 Pro, M3 Max was not in the budget, unfortunately. And then, so I was choosing between a MacBook Pro M3 and a MacBook Air M3. And I heard that between the Pro M3 and Air M3, there's only a 15, maybe 10% to 20% increase in performance. But from the deals that I saw on Amazon and Apple, on Amazon, I could get an Air for only $300 cheaper than the Pro. So for the Air, the configuration that I was looking at was an M3, 16 gigabytes, and then 512 gigabytes of storage. And then for the Pro, I was looking at the M3 once again, 16 gigabytes of memory once again, but here we get 1,000 terabytes. Sorry, 1,000 terabytes. I meant 1 terabyte of storage. And the price difference was only, it's still a lot, but comparatively by the amount I'm spending, was only $350. And I think that the extra storage was worth that price. Plus, with the Pro, I got more ports. Yeah, the MacBook Pro had a bigger discount on Amazon than the Air did, so the pricing actually turned out really well. And as I mentioned, the difference between everything was only $350. Okay, and now you guys saw the unboxing. That was at 11 p.m. But now that we have it unboxed, I did do a few things to it prior. And these are things that I do every time I get a new MacBook, which is not often at all. But I did a lot of like resetting and wiping of computers. So I had to do this quite a bit. And these are things that I always changed first thing. One of the first things I do when I set up a MacBook is to turn on right click. For some reason, it doesn't come with the right click enabled. You just have to enable it. Some people get so confused. It's like, why does Apple not have right click? It does. You just have to set it. Secondly, I adjust my dock. I feel like with the amount of apps that are on that dock and how it's always up is a little much for me. I like a cleaner look, so I do things like make it smaller, make it so that when I'm not using it, it disappears, and then when I hover again, it'll pop up. I remove some of the apps that I don't use and just kind of adjust the dock to my liking. And another thing I do is download my choice of internet browser. Some people like Safari. If you do, you don't need this step, but I'm more of a Chrome person, so I like using Google Chrome, use Firefox. I know there's a few other out there, but I download that and then set it as default browser. Then the last thing I'll talk about here for first things I do when I get it is to change the theme. You can actually change the colors of your kind of MacBook Pro. You know how when you click on something on the settings, it's blue. You can actually change it to other colors, and I didn't know that until recently, so I changed mine to gray. I was choosing between green or gray because I am planning on having a more green setup, but I chose gray because the green that they had is kind of not matching my vibe. And that is more of an aesthetic or appearance type thing, so since we're on that, let's move on to customizing and making my MacBook look how I want. I'm gonna start recording. Okay, so right now I have this junk folder. I like having a junk folder just on my desktop. I like dragging a bunch of things onto my desktop for easy access. And when I'm too lazy to clean up my desktop mess from doing all of that, I'll just put it in junk and then I clean that out every couple months. It's kind of basically like a junk drawer. But here, I made this kind of background on Procreate on my iPad. And it's just kind of like an aura kind of heart, and I'm gonna make this into my background as I mentioned. Let's go set desktop picture. Cool. So now that's kind of what that's looking like. Now we have this folder. We can actually change the icon for that folder, which I didn't know. Now to change our icon for this folder, so I'm gonna right click on this folder, go get info, and then I'm gonna go ahead and drag this onto the top icon folder. And now we have this cute kind of flowers as the icon. So that's that. Now let's do some widgets. I know we're gonna have to go up here, clicking on the kind of date on the top right. We're gonna scroll down and edit widgets. And now let's look at some of our widgets. That is my sister. I'll actually be back and play with some of these widgets, but let me figure this out because I don't feel like I'm vibing with these ones. Okay, I'm back. I figured out what I wanted to do. I chose to do, as you can see, the weather, and then my clock, and then the reminder, or like it's just a note. And then I think as I continue to add folders on my screen, it'll start compiling and adding up soon. But as it adds on, I'll be using the same icon. I think it's going to be super duper cute with a bunch of flowers and stuff. And I did figure out how to make it so that the widget stays the same color instead of keeps changing. You go to setting, I believe desktop and dock, and then when you go down to widgets, you can make it full color, and then it does that. I don't really like that. You can do automatic where it changes, but then I chose to do monochrome. All right. Also, I don't know where I want this. Do I want it right here? That's kind of cute, right? But that's basically the customization for this MacBook. I like things pretty simple. Yeah, that's basically the laptop. I'm super duper excited to use it and get to use it more. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.